Hi, this is Suman Agarwal, and welcome to Bonobology. I'm here to answer all your questions which you have about your health, fitness, diet, ailments, whatever you want to ask. So, the first question here I get is my husband and I have a hectic life. We're in our early 40s. Office and home take up all our energy. Whatever little exercise we do is not helping reduce our waistlines. We hear that waistline fat is quite unhealthy. We like normal dal chawal sabji roti kind of food. Hardly ever eat out. Drink enough water and sleep 6 to 7 hours each night. What do we have to do to keep our waistlines in check? Okay, that's interesting. I'm very happy that first of all you eat normal Indian food. I have seen people only trying to uh, go Western or eat various kinds of cuisines, not bothering about the balance in their diet. What I would prefer that uh, all Indians to understand the protein balance in their diet. So first of all, since you are concerned about your waistline, I must tell you that if a person deposits weight on the waistline, it could be because of certain reasons like metabolic syndrome or insulin resistance. So you have to check whether you have these conditions or not. So get a blood report done. Secondly, to lose inches on the stomach or to lose weight, which you both are striving to do, and you have long working hours. So how do we do that? So there are three golden rules which I tell everyone, which is what to eat, when to eat, and how much to eat. So what to eat is have a balance of protein, fats, and carb for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and eat every 4 hourly. Which is if your breakfast is at 9, have your lunch by 1 o'clock, evening snack by 5, and dinner at 9. So these are the timings you must follow, and your quantity should be like, suppose if you have a hunger for 2 to 3 chapatis, have two only, and if you're eating 3 slices of bread, have two. So keep a control in quantity. We call this theory as hara hachibu, which is eating every like eating till you're 80 parts full, not eating to your fullest. That keeps your energy levels going, that makes you lose weight, and that gives you saves you from all the kind of ailments which you can actually get in future. So that's what you can do. Thirdly, you can really understand the exercise pattern. Suppose you are whatever exercise you're doing and you're not losing weight, try to change your exercise. Suppose you're doing a gym training with a trainer, try to change it to a cardio and little bit of toning, or change it to cardio and swimming, or change it to high impact exercise along with cardio. So bring about a change in your exercise, whatever limited time you have. So that's very important. And then you said you'll sleep only 6 to 7 hours. So it's very, very important to sleep 7 to 8 hours. Otherwise, body goes into a mode which is called, like, goes into a starvation mode. Sorry, it goes into a fat preservation mode. So you must make sure that you're sleeping enough for you to not get into that mode. So 7 hours is minimum, but desirable is 8 hours. So that's another thing. And make sure you eat your meals on time. That's it. Thank you. So what's the next question? So the next question is, I get hungry every 2 hours, but since I work from home, I cannot make myself something each time. Can you suggest varied snacks I can prepare in advance and not be bored by? I seriously need to lose about 15 kilos as well. Okay, I understand that you want variety in your diet. So, what you can prepare fast and quick, right? So, what you could do is maybe a quick diet would be like a balanced diet would be like pasta and baked beans is a very good balance, or stir fried veggies with a little bit of noodles and chicken is a very good balanced diet, which is fast. Then you could make a vegetable khichdi. I know it sounds boring, but it's extremely healthy. Then you could also do what you call chicken sandwich. It's very easy, and so try all these things. And the next question. And chas. In between meals, you could have chas and tea, coffee, and fruits and nuts. So I understand that you want to eat very often, but you must maintain from your between your major meals, you must maintain a gap, which is from, like, suppose your breakfast is at 9, 11, you could have one of the fillers, which is not carbs, which is not kurmura or biscuits or sandwich. It can be only a filler like chas, butter, coconut water, fruit, salad, soup, nuts, etc. So try this technique.
Another question. Can you suggest a good alternative to coffee? I drink it with soy or almond milk. I find it very difficult to keep the drowsiness away, and if I don't drink at least 1 cup, it's also certain I'll get a severe headache. It makes work very, very difficult.
So you're addicted to coffee, So coffee has 4 times caffeine than a cup of tea. So if you want to get rid of coffee, you can always opt for a cup of tea, but not the Indian way, which is like, boiled a lot, because that releases a lot of harmful elements into the tea. So I would prefer like a dip tea or English breakfast tea, which is brewed. So try switching to tea first and have tea instead of coffee. That will at least you'll not get headaches, and then switch over to herbal teas like jasmine tea, chamomile tea, fennel tea. We have all these teas available on our website. Try these teas. These are much more healthier than even English breakfast tea. But 3 cups in a day is fine to have tea. Like I'm having one right now while chatting with you guys.
See, the next question.
With the lights on.
Is green tea really good for you?
Um, green tea is green tea is very, very good because it does not have any milk and sugar. So you must understand that just by having green tea, you're cutting down so much of calories. So people end up losing weight when you're having green tea. But it has antioxidants and it's very healthy. But at the same time, you must remember the pregnant women cannot have green tea because it brings down the folic acid levels, which is very important for them to keep it high during pregnancy.
What are the best ways to bring down weight gained during one's pregnancy?
During pregnancy or in lactation? I'm a little confused.
So, during lactation, after they've gained the weight during pregnancy, how do they lose it?
So, lactation is a period where the requirement of calorific value is highest for a woman. Also, not only calorific value goes up, but also the protein. The kind of protein they take is very important because the baby's primary food is coming from the mother, and not only the milk. The milk quality has to be very good. So, a lactating mother has to be very careful about what food she eats so that the baby is well fed. They cannot go on crash diet because that's very harmful for the baby. They have to have full fat milk because full fat milk has cholesterol on which the baby's brain develops. So you must remember that the mothers have to have full fat milk, and secondly, they have to have smaller meals frequently, not have heavy meals at a time. The liquid consumption has to be on a higher side so that the milk consumption is good. And when they feed, they should be very relaxed when they are feeding. So these are the guidelines for a lactating woman. How to bring the weight down is to cut out all the junk from life, which is like not have dessert, ice cream, cold drink, chocolates, fried, papad, paneer, and potatoes. They really make you gain weight. So if you can cut this out, bring your exercise to basic exercise to begin with, not strenuous because you just delivered a baby, is very important. And not do strenuous exercise because you don't want your protein to get diverted to muscle building rather than going into the milk. So make sure that you're doing easy and easygoing exercises during this time. And just being sensible about it, you'll be able to drop off all your weight during the lactation time. Also, you could take professional help because this is the time you need to make sure that baby, the milk quality is good. So you could definitely consult a nutritionist.
Okay, the next question is yoga a good substitute to the gym?
I think yoga is one of the best exercises a woman can do. So, a woman or a man, actually. So, I would rate yoga better than gym any day. Any day. Yoga is really not only tones your body, but also massages your internal organs and makes your internal organs also strong. And it's also meditative. It's also calming. So yoga is one of the best exercises, but at the same time, for people who are striving to build weight, they can always do gymming. So yoga along with cardio is a very good combination. Only yoga may not be very good because yoga is not a weight bearing exercise. So weight bearing exercise is very very important to maintain the to avoid getting osteoporosis in life. So weight bearing exercises like any sport activity, walking, jogging, or all are weight bearing exercise, which is very good. So yoga along with the cardio is excellent.
How does one keep one's energy levels high despite the stress of everyday life?
So we all are working really hard. We all are really living life to the maximum. And how to keep the energy levels high is a challenge, which I also face every day because I practically see 30 to 40 people on a daily basis. So what I do is I sleep enough. That's the first thing, because if you have not slept enough, your energy levels are really going to be not good. Secondly, I make sure I exercise every morning, which gives me a boost first thing in the morning. Thirdly, I make sure my breakfast is good and large. I have a fruit and I have either eggs or paneer and some kind of carbs and enough fat in my breakfast and some fiber in form of vegetables. Then I make sure my lunch also has a good combination of roti, dal, sabji, and dahi, which is protein, carb, and fat combination. So in between, so if you have your meals regularly, which is as I mentioned before, every 4 hours, we call it a 4x diet, which is having breakfast at 9, lunch at 1, evening snacks at 5, dinner at 9, and filling up with either tea, coffee, fruit, buttermilk, such things during the day. So that's how to have a steady flow of energy through the day. And thirdly, I believe in a Trident rhythm, which someone taught me about, which is that if you do any intense work for more than 90 minutes, your brain gets saturated. So always take tiny breaks of 5 minutes, talk to a friend, or do a fun email, or listen to a song, or just go for a 5 minute stroll and talk to. So these are the very important breaks, which reboots your mind and your body. So take the tiny breaks. So this way you can have energy through the day.
Hi, I am a 36-year-old.
Yeah.
I have been detected with thyroid since the past 2 years. I am taking my medications regularly, but my thyroid levels are fluctuating. What can be the reason for it? What diet modifications should I make?
So thyroid level depends on many factors: your iron level, your B12 level, and your hormones. So if certain other hormones are off, then the thyroid levels fluctuate. So also the timing of taking the thyroid medication. People don't realize they all take a thyroid medication and think their levels are going to be fine. So the thyroid medication is supposed to be taken first thing in the morning, and after that nothing for half an hour. Otherwise the medication effect is not there. So that is one thing. Make sure you take your thyroid medication every day. And low vitamin B12 levels, so make sure that you are taking your B12 levels are fine. And make sure your iron levels are fine, because that affects your thyroid. Make sure your food has some fat, because low fat diet causes thyroid levels to go haywire. Even in fact, the low protein diet also makes your thyroid levels go high. So make sure protein levels are enough. Then the don't switch over to rock salt. Take the normal iodized salt, because the iodine levels are very important. Then take do certain asanas which stimulate your thyroid levels, which is sarvangasana, which is very good for thyroid levels. Then I have seen that gluten-free diet sometimes help thyroid people. So you could try for a while gluten-free diet. And certain food increases the thyroid level, which is bajra, soy, peanuts, and cabbage and cauliflower. In my opinion, you should not omit them from your diet, but have them moderately. It's very important. Overconsumption of cabbage, as I mentioned, is not good. So make sure that these food are not in your daily diet, but maybe like alternate days are fine.
Okay, the next question is, I'm a 42-year-old woman but unable to digest or enjoy the foods I used to. My food habits are changing. The sight of my favorites makes me feel unwell, like the samosas and parathas. I only want to eat light foods now, home cooked meals by me. Is this normal? Earlier, I could eat chola bhatura and not feel a thing.
Yeah, so it happens as we age, but So you could also be having digestive disorders. So you could go to a gastroenterologist and check yourself. Secondly, take probiotics in form of dahi or take probiotic capsules to increase your gut bacteria. Thirdly, check yourself for vitamin B12 deficiency, which makes your digestive system weak. Fourth is iron deficiency, also makes your digestive system weak. So make sure all these things are taken care of. And uh, taking certain enzymes also help your digestive system. We have those, it's called ultra enzymes. So you could try taking enzymes with your meat, that will help you in digestion. But I'm not saying omit this food, but limit those food, because those are heavier food. And as we grow older, our body is not able to digest those heavy food in any case.
Hi, I am a 40-year-old. I heard that cholesterol is officially removed from the naughty list as a nutrient concern. My reports are showing borderline high cholesterol. I'm confused. Can I continue to have full fat dairy, eggs, and nuts on a daily basis without worrying too much?
So I know the I always believe that nobody should remove butter and ghee from their chapati. I've never believed. I have never eaten a toast without butter, and I've never eaten a chapati without ghee, and I've never eaten a paratha without ghee. But the keeping the quantity, total overall quantity of fat control is very important. Avoiding desserts, commercially baked goods, avoiding uh, like food which are rich in cholesterol, which is having all the fat in moderation is the key, is important, not removal from the diet. Also, you must check your insulin levels. Sometimes the cause of your high cholesterol is not your diet; it could be a genetic condition. And so, check your fasting insulin and post insulin. If they are high, that could be actually raising your cholesterol levels. Now, triglycerides are totally dependent on the not on the fat intake. High triglycerides are dependent on the fruit and juice intake. So if your triglycerides are high, remove too much sugar and sugary food, desserts, ice cream, cold drink, and chocolates, and having alcohol from your diet, your triglycerides level will come down. So triglycerides are related to that. LDL is related to commercially baked goods and like khari biscuits or fried food or commercially baked cakes, etc. Raise your LDL levels. So remove that from your diet.
Okay, another question. Hi, I'm a 53-year-old woman. I have knee pain, and I wanted to know whether oats and muesli are they healthy for breakfast, and how often can I have it? Along with is Kellogg's K, is it a good cereal?
I think these are very good option to take for breakfast along with milk. They make a perfect combination of fat and carbs and fiber and protein.
How often can I have it in 1 week?
Every day, twice a week, 3 times a week. Oats are extremely healthy. They have soluble fiber, so which brings your cholesterol levels down. So you can always have oats in your breakfast, but definitely not make your life boring.
I'm a 35-year-old suffering from type 2 diabetes since 8 years. I'm on insulin mixed 2 times a day, and still my sugars are not coming under control. My doctors keep asking me to increase my insulin dose. What else can I include in my diet to control my sugar levels without increasing my units of insulin injection?
So diabetic, I must say that we are expert on diabetic diets, and we have made many people virtually stop their insulin, and plus their sugar levels have come under control. It's a very technical diet, so for that someone has to enroll. But offhand, I can give you some suggestion that cut out all rice from your diet, rice products, which is poha, kurmura chikki, South Indian food like idli and dosa. So all this has to be totally omitted from your diet. Then secondly, omit all fruits from your diet except apple, pear, pomegranate, and guava. Now these fruits also has to be had only just once a day, only one fruit in a day. So cut down all kind of juices and cut down all kind of cold drinks. Alcohol has to be under control. Keep control on your carbs. Chanas really help you to control your diabetes. So instead of evening snacks, take roasted chana if your digestive system allows you, and add more fiber in your diet. So you can take fiber like isabgol in the after dinner. That helps you. Taking a teaspoon of methi first thing in the morning, which is soaked at night, also helps you. Then then having a protein balance for breakfast, lunch, and dinner also helps to control your diabetes.
I'm in the normal, someone's asked, I'm in the normal weight range. I wanted to know if the egg yolk or the egg yellow is good or bad.
I think egg yolk is really healthy to eat. But if you have cholesterol problems, you can have two whites and one yolk. And um, if you have cholesterol problems, then two whites and yeah. So there was one case with me who came and he said that no matter what, though his cholesterol levels was high, he has to have egg yolks. I said, okay, you can have one boiled egg every morning. So he used to have one boiled egg, and his cholesterol levels actually fell from 205 to 180. So egg yolk was not the culprit. It's the total overall amount of fat you have which actually troubles your cholesterol. Egg yolk has a lot of healthy benefits. It's very good for your eyes. It has cholesterol. It has a lot of minerals, and it has got vitamin D. So it has double the amount of benefits than egg white, but and the same amount of protein as egg white. So if egg white has 3 grams, it has 3 grams, but it has many benefits. But it's 5 times the calories than the egg white. So that's the thing, because it has 6 grams of fat.
Another question is it true if you eat a light dinner, one can reduce their weight?
So what I believe is that your breakfast should be heavier than your evening snacks, and your lunch should be heavier than your dinner. So I'm not saying that have a very light dinner, but your dinner should be definitely lighter than your lunch. Lunch should be your heaviest meal. So make sure your dinner is small and light. You will definitely lose a good amount of weight. But in spite of that, don't go for soup and salad. It doesn't work. It can make you, when you wake up in the morning, you'll wake up groggy and you will not feel like exercising. So make sure that you have your uh, uh, required amount of protein also for dinner. So the choices of lighter dinner would be maybe chicken soup and salad, maybe sprouted salad and soup. It could be just dal and vegetable. It could be just egg salad. It could be fruit and milk. So and milk flakes and milk and flakes. These are the things you can have.
Okay. So I work really odd hours, like very early in the morning or late at night. How can I keep alert and stay healthy while working and afterwards?
So so you have to follow the 4 hour principle. If you have very early morning, so suppose you go to work at 7, have your breakfast at 6:30, have your lunch after 4 hours, like say 10:30, have your evening snacks at 2:30, then have your dinner at 6:30 and sleep early. Or if you have late night hours, so maybe you're starting your day at 12 o'clock, so have your breakfast at 12, have your lunch at 4, evening snacks at 8, and dinner at 12. So this is the way you have to change it. But remember the 4x diet. You must follow that 4x diet.
Okay. Um, is so whenever I start weight training, I see that my weight goes up. Is weight training better than cardio for fat loss?
So this is the question I'm thrown at almost 10 times a day from all my clients. So I tell them that think about a sculpturist. You are doing weight training to sculpt your body, right? So suppose a sculptor gets a stone. What will he do first? First, he will remove all extra stone and give a shape to the sculpture, right? So that's what it is all about. So if you want to sculpt your body, first you have to lose your extra fat. And how to lose your extra fat is by cardio. So finish your cardio with 15 minutes of toning, which is not heavyweight training, but maybe lat pulls and leg curls so that your muscles are strong enough. And then concentrate more on cardio and less on the weight training. And after you've lost all your weight and your body fat is your desired body fat, then start your weight training to sculpt your body.
Okay, someone else has asked. I'm a 39-year-old woman. I do two jobs. If I'm a vegetarian, what are the best protein foods that I can consume?
Can you repeat the question again?
So I'm a 39-year-old woman. I work two jobs. I'm a vegetarian. If I'm a vegetarian, what are the best foods for protein that I can consume?
Okay, so for vegetarian, the protein comes only in two food groups. One is milk. That means you can have dahi or paneer or milk itself. Second is you can have pulses, any kind of pulses like moong dal, tur dal, chole, rajma, though they are heavier. Moong dal, tur dal are lighter. Then soy has protein. These are the only two food groups which has protein. So you have to make your diet like breakfast. You can have milk or dahi or paneer for breakfast. Lunch is dal and dahi, and dinner also is some roti or paneer or dahi. So that's how you can make your diet.
Okay, so another question. If I drink socially, say once or twice a month, will that hurt me? I don't take more than 2 glasses of wine. Once a year, maybe at a wedding, my friends and I may indulge in vodka shots, but I can't take more than 5. But I'm told that even that much alcohol is unhealthy for the body. Hence, I'm asking you.
I think there has to be some fun in life. Please go ahead and have what you have.
So, should mangoes be avoided by diabetics? My father in law is a sugar patient, and we get mixed information on the fruits that he can eat.
So as I mentioned, that diabetics can, fruit has fructose, which raises your sugar levels. Period. So avoid all kind of fruits. That so, but only fruit what diabetics can have is does not raise their sugar levels is apple, pomegranate, pear, and guava. That's it. Every other fruit increases their sugar levels.
Another question. Um, my doctor told me to take more green leafy vegetables. I can't eat lettuce and palak daily. So, what?
Vegetables are very important. I understand, but cabbage or cauliflower or parval or tinda or ghia and toru, which people don't like, but they're extremely healthy. So you can add those into your vegetable. You don't have to have green leafy vegetables do have their own benefits, but you can make your diet in variation with any of these vegetables daily in your diet. In fact, my my most favorite vegetable is okra, bindi. Bindi is very good because it has a lot of fiber and it's good for diabetics and for cholesterol and for constipation.
Is an exercise cycle a good option for fitness and weight loss? Anything you can recommend or warn against?
Exercise cycle is a very good option for cardio, and but not too much of it.
Sorry,
So,
exercise cycle. I think they want to know what sort of exercises all week,
oh,
or
exercise cycle.
like whether cardio along with toning
Yeah.
or
So,
yoga.
what I believe is that you need to have do different kind of exercises all your life, but the base has to be cardio because of sedentary lifestyle and automation and TVs and remotes and escalators and elevators and cars and all these kind of stuff. So you need to make sure that you are doing cardio every day. So you need to hit 10,000 steps every day. So that's your base of your exercise. Then you can add up add up to it either 7-minute workout app, or you can do yoga, or you can do a dance, or you can do a sport, or you can do swimming or weight training or pilates or yoga. Anything like this is fine, but the base has to be cardio in your exercise.
Okay. Seems like
Here I want to also say that time of exercise is very important. If you want to lose weight, make sure your exercise is done empty stomach first thing in the morning, or the second best time to do for weight loss exercise for weight loss is before dinner. Every other time you'll gain weight, or maybe a stroll after dinner. But if you do your exercise after your breakfast to lose weight, you're not going to lose weight. I have seen this not happening.
okay. Seems like I can't get rid of my pregnancy belly, even though I have lost a lot of pregnancy weight from other parts of my body. What can I do?
So it's a very valid question for pregnant women because I have seen most of them coming with this problem. So cross trainer, yoga, and swimming helps you to remove your belly. Doing air cycling when lying down and watching TV helps your belly. And crunches definitely, but done in the right way. Otherwise, you will injure your back. And these, but it's very difficult to lose the belly. But with a lot of hard work and determination, you can.
So, going back to an earlier question, when they said exercise cycle, they meant the stationary bike for exercise. So, why would you say that too much is wrong?
So sometimes it damages your knee. So exercise bike is, so there are people who cannot walk because they have knee problems. So all what they are allowed to do is exercise bike. I have a client from Surat, who by just doing biking and our diet lost 30 kilos. So definitely it helps you to lose weight, but not more than 30 minutes
Okay.
at a time. So you can do twice in a day, 30 in the morning, 30 in the evening, and that's good.
So another question is working out during periods. Should I? Any precautions? And I often experience abdominal pains during the first 2 days of my periods.
So the period is when you get your menstrual cycle. This is the time your body is telling you to slow down, relax. So don't do heavy exercises, don't do any kind of training, don't do yoga, and just a plain simple walk is great to do during this time.
Okay. We'll do three more questions.
Yeah.
Is beer belly for real? A couple of pints every week doesn't hurt, or does it?
So my most favorite drink is beer, and I don't have a belly, and I have up to definitely 3 pints of beer a week. So beer belly is a myth unless you really overshoot the amount of beer you're having. In fact, beer, according to me, is one of the best alcohol to have. It's very good for your hair and skin. So it's my favorite drink. So I'm maybe biased.
Another question is what quantity of protein would you recommend per day, not gram wise, in a portion or katori wise?
No, it's a very tricky question because it's for a male or a female and about height. So this is a question I cannot answer because protein is something which has to be very minutely measured. So as a thumb rule for women, we give minimum 50 grams of protein, and as a thumb rule for men, we give between 60 to 70 grams of protein.
What would be 50 grams of protein?
So 50 grams of protein would be a combination of maybe a cup of milk in the morning, then along with carbohydrates. Carbohydrate also has some amount of protein. Then lunch can be dal and dahi along with roti and vegetable, because vegetable also has some amount of protein. Evening snacks can be just carbs, and then dinner can also have some amount of protein in form of either chicken or fish, or uh, chicken, fish, or uh, any kind of meat or dal, along with little dahi and vegetable and roti. So this would comprise up to between 40 to 50 grams of protein, but depending on the cups. So I told you it's a very tricky question. It cannot be answered just like that. It has to be taught by us to a person specifically.
There are lots of questions coming in, but we're just going to do two more.
Okay.
My husband, due to his medical conditions, can't swallow food. What are the things I can give him besides khichdi and dalia?
So every food can be pureed into every food. Take any food and make a puree out of it, and you can give it to your husband. It just has to be grinded, and it can be like say pav bhaji. You can grind it together and give it to him. Say ragda patties. You can make a mixture of it and give it to him so he gets a taste. So because I know there was someone in my family went through the similar condition and used to give her everything in this form.
Okay, the last question is intermittent fasting only a fad, or does it actually work? What is intermittent fasting, and is it a fad? Does it actually work?
So, intermittent fasting means that you are eating between only for 8 hours during the day. So, suppose you choose your first meal at 12 o'clock, then your last in the morning, afternoon, then your last meal would be at 8 o'clock. So, you only eat for 8 hours. That's called intermittent fasting. Or so it works for weight loss, but it has a lot of side effects because we have seen people coming to us with constant cold and cough, or hair loss, or low energy levels and irritability. So what our theory is, again, 4x diet. That means if your breakfast is at 9, your dinner should be at 9, which ensures steady flow of energy through the day, good quality of sleep, good energy to exercise. So we believe in 4x, which is 9 to 9, or 8 to 8, or 7 to 7, whatever you take. So, but for weight loss, we do try to tell our clients sometimes, if they want to believe in intermittent diet, that if you have had your breakfast at 9, then you can have your dinner by 8. Is the latest you can have your earliest you can have your dinner. Earlier than that, more than 13-hour gap between your dinner and your breakfast can result in low immunity, muscle loss, migraine, and injury to your muscles. Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to stop the questions for today.
Okay.
I know there are a lot of questions coming in.
I know. So thank you for being with me, and you can email to Bonobology, and I will answer all the questions. And like our Instagram handle, which is Selfcare by Suman, or Facebook handle, you can also ask me questions on my handle. I'll answer you directly. Thank you so much.
And we will be back again as
We'll be back again, as and when is required.
Yeah.
Thank you.